Hey, what's up everybody? Blake Felix here. Figured I'd hop on here and do a little video about my upcoming season with the MLF Invitational. I'm currently right now in my boat, prepping. I'm gonna leave Wednesday after work. I work a full job, 8 to 5 job, 40 hours a week. I'm actually the sales manager at Pro's Choice Marine in Warsaw, Missouri. We're actually the world's largest single store boat store. Sell a lot of product, it's super exciting. I love to be a part of that place. My brother Luke and his wife Heidi started it from the ground up. It's awesome to be a part of that place. I get to be in bass boats and see all the new stuff every day. It's like, living a dream for sure. And then now I'm chasing bass tournaments all over the country. So it's really awesome to be able to do both of those things. Very thankful for them to let me do it. My brother taught me how to fish when I was 2 and 3 years old. I was casting a bait caster at 3, I know for sure. So he sees the dream. So he's allowing me to be off 6 weeks to chase it. And I really appreciate that. But I think where I'm going with that, I hear all the time, a working man can't fish these circuits anymore. And that's incorrect. I mean, if you set your life up right and do the things you want to do and just do it, you're going to do it. It's possible. I do want to get that message out there. I think that's why I want to chase this so bad and let everybody know that a working man can still do this. I fish 45 to 50 days a year. Most of these other guys and gals, they fish all the time. I know most of the ones that I'm fishing against that I know locally, they fish, 250, 300 days a year. They're on the water every day. That's a big difference. But I've been doing it for 20 some years, probably 25 years for sure, fishing with my family and whatnot. So I've got a lot of experience. I'm excited to see how I do against these guys. I'm really looking forward to it. Our first event's in Florida on Lake Okeechobee. I'm rigging up my boat right now for it. I don't get a lot of rods ready just because every time I did last year fishing the MPFL, I would get like 20 or 30 rods ready and I'd drive to these events, and next thing you know, the first day of practice, I'm stripping all the line off, changing all the rods. You always expect something to happen and it never does. Florida's a little different. I'll end up rigging, I think I have 7 or 8 rods strung up with baits on, and that's probably all I'll throw the whole time I'm there. I have 3 flipping sticks rigged, 3 different weights. I've got a chatterbait, a swim worm, a rattle trap. Pretty basic stuff. I do throw a swim bait and a jerk bait a little bit in Florida. I've been to Florida twice, so this will be my 3rd time. I like Florida. It's tough. You hear all these stories of just catching nonstop 10 and 12 pounders. That's not the case every time I've been. I did catch my personal best, a 9.6 on Kissimmee Lake last year in the MPFL, so I'm looking forward to try to beat that. I'd like to catch a double-digit fish. I've never caught one before. Really looking forward to get the season started. Leave Wednesday, gonna drive to Paducah, Kentucky, get up early in the morning and probably drive the rest of the way, and then practice starts this coming Saturday. We have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we have an off day, and then the tournament starts and we fish 3 days. Only the top 50 fish the last day. You gotta catch them. I think if you catch 13 to 14 pounds a day, you'll be in the top 50. From what I've seen traveling on the road, 12 pounds a day gets a check in every event, most of the time. Sometimes you'll fish a fluke lake where they're just big ones biting all the time and 15, 16 pounds gets a check. That happens every once in a while. I'm gonna say 90% of the time, 12 to 13 pounds a day gets a check. My goal this year is to get a check in every event. Yeah, I'd like to go to the BPT tour and do all that. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm not thinking about Angler of the Year. I'm a working man, so my dreams are a little bit different. I want to work to take care of my family, and I want to fish for almost a hobby. I know that sounds crazy, fishing at this level that I'm at. Fishing will probably most likely never be my, all I do, I would say. I don't mind working. I enjoy working. Of course, I'd love to fish the BPT tour. That would be amazing, but our main goal this year is to cash a check at every event. If I can cash a check at every event, we'll make money because we do have sponsors helping us this year. So that's our main goal, cash a check at every event. We go to Florida this week. When we get back from Florida, I think we only have a 2-week break, and then we head back to South Carolina, Georgia to fish Clarks Hill Reservoir. We leave Clarks Hill Reservoir, then we go to Lake Eufaula in Oklahoma. Never been there before, but it's only about 5 hours from my house, so I like that one's close. That's pretty cool. I hear that's the biggest lake in Oklahoma. It looks like a monster on the map. We leave Lake Eufaula, we come to Lake of the Ozarks. Lake of the Ozarks is in my backyard. That's my home water. I cut my teeth fishing bass tournaments on Lake of the Ozarks in Truman, so I'm really looking forward to that event. That's my favorite event. So there's about at least 3, maybe 4 to 5 locals fishing that lake, fishing the MLF Invitationals. I say locals, they live within 50 miles of me, but all of our home lakes are Lake of the Ozarks. I really hope one of us locals wins that Lake of the Ozarks tournament. That would be super cool to see one of us win that and hoist that trophy over our head. But looking forward to Lake of the Ozarks the most, by far. We leave Lake of the Ozarks, and then we go to the Mississippi River. And we leave Mississippi River, and we go to the Potomac. I would say the Potomac's the one that I'm sketched out about the most. That's a tidal place, so I've never been to tidal water like that at all. I'm only gonna get 3 days of practice at each event. I know a lot of these guys are going the month before to scope the water and all that. I'm not gonna be able to do that. So I'm just gonna show up, have 3 days of practice, and then let the cards lay where they lay. That's where we're good. That's what we're doing. What do I think it's going to take to win in Florida? I really don't know. I know when you go to Florida, there's lots of 20 and 25 pound bags caught. It seems like someone always catches a 30 pound bag, especially on Lake Okeechobee. You know, like I said earlier, 12 to 13 pounds a day, being right there to make the top 50. One thing about Florida, there's lots of fish, but there's lots of little fish from what I've seen. I don't know a lot about it, but you know, a 12-inch keeper doesn't weigh damn near a pound. So there's lots of 8 and 9 pound bags that get brought in. I'm gonna stick with my guns and say 13 pounds a day gets a check in Florida. That's the top 50, and the top 50 will fish the last day. That's my gut, and I think 25 pounds a day will win. I might be way off, but it seems like that's what it takes in Florida. Someone's gonna catch 20 to 25 and maybe even a 30 pound bag one day. That's really all I got. I'm gonna finish up packing my boat. Heading up to Kansas City today to finally get my truck back. I had a bad DEF tank on my diesel. I'm gonna head home, load the truck up, and get ready to head out. We are gonna be filming. Lane Stevens is gonna travel with me. He's gonna film the whole thing. He probably won't get to film practice at this event, so I will do my best at filming practice. When I'm practicing, filming's the last thing I really care about, but I will do my best. I'll run a camera at my dash and catch all I can catch. But he will be with me during the tournament, and he will be with me all the other tournaments. So really looking forward to that. You guys have a good week, and we will catch up with you on the water, hopefully by this weekend. All right, guys, we'll see you.